I have a lot of special goodies here for her. Some hot dog, some peanut butter. The goal is to get away from using all that stuff, but since I only get to work with her once a week and it's a totally new environment and she's already got some issues, I want to use as high value rewards as possible so that she really figures some stuff out, hopefully. My backpack. If I sit right here, you guys can get a good eye on Mimi. Hi, Mimi. Can you sit? Oh, good girl. So I'm asking her to sit to get picked up because I think she likes it. If she didn't like it, I wouldn't ask her to sit. That'd make her less likely to do it. But I'm going to pick her up now. Try not to get bit. I don't think she'll bite me. I've picked her up several times already, so we should be cool. I've done a lot of work to get her to be my friend. I would never suggest picking up a dog who's been known to bite that you don't know quite well. And even then, it can be, a scary prospect. She's a small little pup, but man, does she got some pretty sharp lower teeth, and I don't want them in my hand at all. The goal of a good dog trainer is to never get bit, and I have succeeded in that goal. Snipped out a little bit, maybe playing around, biting, but never attacked. And if you know what you're doing, there's no reason to be attacked ever. Unless you're just really off your game or something one day. Okay. Well, that said, that's not totally true. One of my trainer mentors, Sarah, who was out here for a little bit, she got, and she's also my boss at Sit Happens, she got bit by one of her older dogs. And the reason that dog bit her is because it was suffering from dementia. And, just like humans who suffer from dementia, just got very aggressive at one point. That happens with people too sometimes. And that's a whole different case though. Really bad bite. 1 second later, it was like it never happened. So things can just go wrong. Dogs are very complicated creatures, like all creatures. And if your dog's suffering from dementia, a bite's definitely possible. Okay, picking Mimi up now. I'm gonna scoot her close. It might be a little hard to tell. She's a little bit, so you guys have the air conditioner right behind the camera here, the air conditioner's here and she's kind of shying away from it. But you might not be able to see, but she does just have the one eye. I'm not sure at all how that happened, but that makes her more prone to behavioral problems because that's a whole half of the world. It's a lot harder to see. It also looks like she might be getting cataracts in her other eye, so inability to see, blindness can definitely cause behavior changes, and aggression could be one of them. So that might be why she started offering some of that stuff with her owners. It's hard to say. It sounded more like guardian aggression, so she was a bit more bonded with one owner than the other one, and was trying to protect that owner from the other one, keep the other owner away. So that might be it too, but it could be several things. Like she just didn't have a sense of what that second owner looked like anymore from a certain distance that she used to know. There's all sorts of different reasons why she could have started reacting that way. She's actually a pretty nice dog, but because she has bitten, we have to be super careful. We don't want her repeating that behavior, and we don't want anybody getting bit. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of puppy massage, then I'll check the chat for any questions. Just to check her out a little bit better. I didn't get a chance to do this last time, but make sure she's getting old, that there's no trigger areas, there's no points on her body where maybe touching them could get somebody bit. She seems to really enjoy touch. So right now, I'm just working slowly into her hips. A lot of dogs are much more reactive with their back ends than their fronts, if they're going to be. I think that's probably just because most people don't pet dogs' back ends quite as much as they pet the front, so they might not be as used to it. Hips are also often a place where dogs have problems, so they could, just be more sensitive of that area because... So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop talking for a minute, but just know I'm kind of massaging her, and I'm going to give her a little bit of peanut butter every once in a while for doing good with it, just to make sure I'm creating positive associations. And hopefully not let her jump off again. She's just panting real happy like. would have thought. With one eye, you just love some peanut butters. He's a fan of hot dog. I just handled each of her paws on this side and her tail. She's pretty cool with all of it, seems like. She's just chilling. Good. Okay, so that all went pretty well. Got her handled. She didn't really have any problem areas. Nothing to work on there. I'm going to give her a break for a quick second, check the chat, and then we'll do some maybe downs. See what it's Mimi. She's kind of a gremlin. She only has one eye. She's a little funny looking. I put a picture of her up on Facebook. It's not the clearest. It's really hard to capture that kind of one eye quality to her. So it's hard to see. But yeah, okay, I think we'll do a little bit more training. She's interested in me, so I like to wait until the dog kind of asks for it with like attention, and then stop before they get bored, because then you're just building better and better focus that way. You make it really quick, and then you let them do whatever they want, and then you're kind of withholding the training, which makes them more excited to have it. She has a nice, what we call default sit, which just means she knows that sit works so much that she's going to offer it all the time. And I'd like to see her do some more downs. She doesn't seem to have that on cue. I don't even know if she does have the sit on cue, or if it's just one thing she does every time you ask her to do anything. I also want to make sure she knows her name, so she knows to come when she's called and stuff like that. So that's going to be the focus of my training. I may not be able to narrate as I do it, just because it's kind of tricky. Holding down the button and clicking and treating and working with the dog. But I'll try and keep checking in and letting you guys know what I was just up to, or what I plan to do. So there's a few ways to teach down. You can capture it, which means, at least with clicker training, there's a few ways. You can capture it, which means you wait for the dog to lay down, and then you click and reinforce. And then after they're offering it really regular, you just start to name it. Or you can actually kind of pair the word with the behavior as it's happening by saying down as it's going on, and then clicking and reinforcing if it actually happens. Mimi is definitely not given to going down. So there's another option, which is to what we call food lure, which just means that you take the food, whatever they're interested in, and you kind of guide their nose into it. You can also just do something called shaping. It takes a little bit longer. It's a little bit more sophisticated, but you just keep clicking for closer and closer movements to the down. Most people just do a food lure they capture. Capturing is probably better than the food lure in terms of making a really strong behavior, waiting for it to be offered and then naming it, is what capturing is. So I might just decide to capture it with her because she's not really taking to the food lure as fast as I'd like to see. I might do a combination of luring with the food and shaping, so reinforcing for closer and closer things to down. We'll just kind of see. I'm going to try all those options.